once again because I have trouble keeping track of time. The previous video ran a bit long. Well, all you missed was me going back to the Eastern oil rig and picking up an ammo refill. Now we're off to save the Russian sub, which seems to be a bit supposedly is under attack, I guess, but as usual for these games, in practice it means that there's just enemies kinda wandering around near it. Right, these, what were those called? Cobra helicopters and some of the sea snakes. And now we get to use the Black Hawk's nice capacity to pick up these fine Russian sailors. Hello, comrade. Come here. We will teach you American capitalism. Then you can be all decadent like us. Right, but that's not the end of the mission. Now we get to airlift repair cargo to them, which is over this way, in this wooden crate. And drop it down over here. And I have absolutely no idea who that guy in green is supposed to be. I mean, maybe he's supposed to be the co-pilot, only we never did drop the co-pilot onto this. Kinda weird stuff. Now, next mission is to head to the largest oil rig and destroy the enemy jets and blow up the whole place in general. For that, I prefer to switch back to the Mohican. For one very specific reason. Now, let's see, what's the situation with these? Okay, armor, fuel, missile. Not bad. Let's pick up this while we're at it. And let's approach the oil rig from the north for another very specific reason, which lies in this low building. And looky, it's a friendly. Hey, Stinger, I'll bet when you used to smuggle cargo you never thought you'd get to be cargo. Glad to have you aboard. Yeah. It's the second co-pilot we get to rescue, and for a change it's not the mission objective. Now, that guy is why I prefer to use the Mohican. You get one jet which is already taking off and will escape you if at all possible. Actually, it doesn't really matter much in the end because you have an error mark. Because to get the mission completed you can leave one jet undestroyed, so but I just like to do things to the fullest. And now we'll just get to blow up this entire place. Boom chicka bow wow. Well, I guess it's not this kind of boom that thing means, but oh, I don't even know what kind of jet fighters these are supposed to be. Maybe the artist was just told to come up with something that looks nice and a bit futuristic. Boom. Okay. Alright. Blow up this as well. Oh, yeah. that's the last jet, I believe, because we already completed that mission and so on. Blow up this stuff as well. Yeah. Now let me show you something out in the open seas. Should be about here. Look, it's Elvis again. On a boat in the middle of nowhere for God knows why. Yeah, he isn't there at the beginning of the mission. I'm not sure exactly when he appears, but now this is the final thing we need to blow up. And we get to land here. For some reason you can't enter that building when it's still standing. Kinda odd. Never really explained. And here is personally where my personal score for this game really starts to go down. The on foot missions. And again, we have luckily we still have our fancy watch com. Let's see about our missions. Destroy gun cameras, destroy enemy jet fighters which are down here. Find Agent Maverick. Set airstrike beacon and armor. Yeah, no fuel here naturally. And here we have an enemy. However, we can lock onto enemies farther away and then can spot us. It seems that is a bit of a maybe you could call this abusing the game engine a bit. Some of them run to you, but you can just run away until they stop at a predetermined point and shoot them from far again. I mean, you might call it abusing the game engine a bit, but honestly this is simply the best way to get through these missions. And there's our first gun camera. As soon as I can line up to it. Yeah, here it goes. Oh, I actually... Yeah! And enemies appear out of thin air at certain points. Hooray! And as you can notice, I'm only moving in the 8 cardinal directions. The control in these sections is absolute instead of relative, so you press right on the pad, your guy moves right, and so on. Now if you hold down the A button you can move in place, but that's about it. Of course you only have 2 things you can fire out of this. Let's just show the missile as well while you're at it. Takes these guys down in one shot, and here's here are the jets. Oh, yeah. It is. I mean, it's not all that bad. It's more like just sort of painfully mediocre. But luckily there aren't a whole lot of these parts in the game. Actually, only 3, I think. Oh, there comes another guy who decides not to pursue us. Yeah, the enemies here have even less intelligence than the ones outside. Oh, looky. There's one. And at the end of this section we also get to see one small gameplay element they added in, or another small gameplay element they added in this game. Yeah, only 200 armor total, so I'm actually starting to run out low on bullets too. As well as starting to run out of time for this video. Let's blow up the final jet. Yeah. These sections you often really do have to go um, out of sequence also, or else you'd be running back and forth the place multiple times for, well, for no real reason. Let's see if there's anything useful over here. And look, looks like there is. Come on, turn towards him. Oh look, lots of missiles. They're not part of the mission, but they usually hide some good stuff, as we can see. Alright, end the video here. We'll explore the rest of this oil rig next time.